Hey, I always get this question, Kim, I'm doing this for cardio, I'm doing this for workouts, doing this for weights, is that good enough, right? Judge my workout. For me, without knowing what your goals are, it's hard for me to tell you if if that workout is good enough. And I know that when people come to personal trainers, they come to health professionals, they don't want the answer, it depends. They want a definitive, do this, do that, right? They want direction. And I get that, right? I love direction too. So one of the biggest things I always tell people is like, when you say that to a personal trainer, the question that should come back to you is like, okay, what is your goal? And how much time do you have to commit to that? Because based on what you tell me with those two questions will me regurgitate what back to you, what would make sense for you. And, initially everyone will always say, when I always say, so how much time do you have to work out? Girl, I can work out every day. I can do it every day. And then when, you kind of peel back the layers, I'm like, okay, so, what does your work commitments look like? What is your family life commitment? You got kids, aging parents. Then all of a sudden it's like, well, and, those commitments start to tick away. And so one of the things I always challenge my clients is to like come up with something that I call good, better, best. What's a good number of days you can work out? What's a better number of days that you can work out? And what's a best scenario? And so that way you don't face this disappointment when, we all have those weeks where just like shit happens. And if you're like, you know what, on a week that shit happens, I can get 3 workouts in, awesome sauce, right? If it's an average, I can get 4 workouts in, beautiful. And if it's like a banner week and I get 5 workouts in, amazing, right? Let's stop with the these black and white thinking, because that's what keeps us stuck where we want to be. And I work with women over 40, and the biggest challenge for us as we age is to fight the muscle loss, right? Just a biological fact of life, we lose muscle. And if you look at people who are our grandparents' ages, they have like everything's kind of saggy, and most people think that's body fat. It's not body fat. It's just undeveloped muscle. Is really what it is. It's just undeveloped muscle. And so for my ladies who are over 40, they're like, I don't want to have that. I want to make sure that, my muscle stays, nice and tight. So to do that, I recommend anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, your strength training. And that means your strength training. So like, you're doing anywhere from 12 to 15 reps. And the last 2 to 3 reps with good form feel, challenging but doable, right? So that you're able to get the good form, and it just feels challenging, like, okay, I'm working out, and then you put the weights down, and it's a full body workout, right? So you're working everything from head to toe. And if you need some support with that, feel free to leave it in the comments and we'll follow up with each other. And as far as cardio is concerned, cardio is like whipped cream, nuts, and a cherry on our Sunday. And so it's sprinkled in. So it's anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, and it's anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And this isn't like a go hard or go home. If you only have time for a walk, then great, let's put in a walk. If you only have time for and it's not like everything has to be a run. It could be a jump rope. It could be sprints in your driveway or up and down your street if your neighbors don't think you're crazy. Right? So we can get creative with what cardio looks like, so that it's not just like slogging it out on, treadmill 5 at the, local Globo gym. And rest. This is the most important part. Rest 1 to 2 days a week. And I know there are people out there who are like, oh, I don't have a rest day. I just don't do it. I challenge you to take a picture of your body today. Give yourself 1 to 2 rest days, and then take a picture of your body 30 days from now after you've implemented those 1 to 2 rest days. And I'm going to tell you there's going to be a difference in your body. Now, if you don't take a rest day, I want you to take a picture of your body right now and take a picture of your body 30 days from now and notice that there's probably not a change, right? Because our bodies need to recover. It's like if you've tried to go 7 days without plugging in your phone. good luck. Good luck with that, because there's no way your phone can last 7 days. Hell, my phone can barely last 7 hours without me plugging it in, right? Before I get that like low battery mode, right? And unfortunately, our bodies don't have that like low body mode. Like it's our body is a little bit more subtle with our low body signals that it sends. So to wrap this up, what should you do for workouts? One, it should be honestly based on what your goals are and how much time you have and what you enjoy, right? Let's start there. Then if you're already there, then let's bring it up. Like, okay, 2 to 3 times a week, we're doing full body exercises. We're bringing in cardio anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, 15 to 30 minutes. And we've got 1 to 2 days that we're just fully resting and recovering. If you have any questions about that, do me a favor, hit me up in the comments, find me on the socials, and have an amazing rest of your day.